Greetings from Bermuda, this is BDL Army. Welcome to the playtest of The Deadly Path, a building management roguelike strategy game in which we are taking on the role of a custodian, building a dark fantasy underworld in order to pave the way for the ascension of the dark god for which we work. Let's jump in and have a look and see what it is like. So this is a playtest. There's only one dark god that we can work for in this, but there will be more in the full game. I'm just going to jump straight in and explain how the game is played, and we will go from there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pause the game. So the game runs in real time, and this is our empire with the throne room at its center, and we are going to be building various buildings around the outside in order to try to achieve the three objectives over here. If we do all three of these, then we win the game. We will lose the game, however, if this timer up here runs out, and this is going to tick round a full when this circle fills up. That is one cycle. We have 55 cycles in order to win the game. The way the game is played, we have 5 different resources. We have bone, we have meat, we have gold, we have knowledge, and we have blood. And we're going to use those resources, primarily bone, meat, and gold, in order to build various different buildings, which will help us generate more of those resources and allow us to achieve our objectives. Up at the top here, you can see how many of each resource we've got. So we start with 50 bone, 30 meat, and 30 gold. Below that is the upkeep cost. So every cycle, we have to pay currently 0 bone, 6 meat, and 1 gold. If we fail to do that, our god gets mad at us, but he will let us off. But if we fail to do that twice, it's game over, and we will also lose. This here shows us how much we are currently producing. So our output of meat per cycle is currently 0. The skull is red because 0 is less than 6, which is our upkeep requirement. Same for the gold over here, 0 less than 1. So this shows us that we are in trouble and we need to do something about it. And so we do that by building buildings and then assigning minions to them in order to staff the buildings and produce the resources with them. This up here is the total number of minions that we've got. So we currently have 3 minions. We have a population cap of 5 at the moment. We can exceed that, but if we do, we will have a resource penalty of meat. Our minions take the form of cards in our hand at the bottom of the screen here. So you can see we have 3 skeleton minions. This number up here is power. I will talk about later. And down here is the upkeep. So each of these minions requires 6 meat per cycle, and that's why the upkeep requirement up here is 6 meat. So we start the game with the throne room, which does nothing, and the era beacons, which are special locations that we can use to build special buildings that will usher in different ages of the game. So we start in the Age of Darkness. Once we have built the Dark Factory here, which will cost us 100 bone and 15 gold, you can see at the top there. That will usher in the Age of Industry, which will allow us to explore more tiles. And there is a second building down here, the Temple of Sin, which will unlock once we've built the Dark Factory. When we build that, we will enter the Age of Ritual, and that will give us access to 3rd tier buildings. Okay, what else to explain? Every now and then there will be a blood moon. So there will be a blood moon in 11 cycles. And also that blood moon occurs whenever we build one of the special buildings on the era beacons here. A blood moon will double our upkeep requirements for the duration of that cycle. So we've got to make sure that we are ready for that and we are producing enough of each resource for then. Otherwise, if we fail to satisfy God's requirements, then, like I said earlier, we may lose the game. So let's just jump in and start. So The entombed tiles here are tiles that may contain we don't know what. And to see what they contain, we have to excavate them. And to do that, we just click on it. That has a meat cost. It takes a short amount of time to do that. And then it reveals the location below. So here we have a flesh pit. Now, the locations that we get are specific to the different gods that we play as. Some of them may be shared between them because we've only got one god to play with at the moment. I'm not quite sure, but there are differences between this god and the tutorial mission. But here we have a choice of 3 buildings that we can build on the flesh. What's it? Flesh pit. We can build a slaughterhouse, which is basically a building that will generate meat. Like it says there, it will generate 4 meat for every cycle, each cycle lasting 15 seconds. A scavenger hut, which will generate bone. And a briar maze, which is a fortification. So fortifications are going to become important earlier because the further we excavate away from our throne room, we are going to start finding entrances to the overworld. And through those entrances will come brave heroes to try and destroy our throne room. And we will need to stop those. And stopping those heroes is going to be how we get blood. And we are going to need blood to do this final objective here, construct the effigy of the dreamer on a cindered meadow. So Cindered Meadow is a specific location that we're going to find. The effigy of the dreamer is a building we can construct on that. And that needs a whole bunch of resources, as you might expect. Our other objectives here, so you can see we've got to survive 3 killing moons. So that, like I said, they will come along periodically anyway. And they will also come along when we build one of these era buildings. And then the final objective here, the Rat King, train 5 noxious rat spawns in the Scrapper's Nest. So the Scrapper's Nest is a special building that we're going to be able to build if we find the right location to do that. Those locations, the kind of special locations, are indicated by this green fog here. So if we excavate that location, we may find a place where we can build a Scrapper's Nest. And I'll explain what that does when we find it. For now, I think given our meat production is problematic, I am going to start by building a slaughterhouse here. Buildings build pretty quickly. You can see in the top right corner of each tile here is the upkeep cost. So that's what's contributing to this number here. In the bottom left corner is how many minions we can assign to the slaughterhouse. This shows you can put 2 in there. So I'm going to drop 2 of these skeletons in there now. A yellow icon means that a minion is in there who is fine in there. We can also specialize minions. So that's what the Rat King thing here is talking about. We could turn a skeleton into a... I forget what the minion is. A noxious rat spawn. And that minion is better at producing bone than a skeleton would be. And so if we assign one of those to a place that produces bone, you'll see it gets a little green icon, which shows us that we've got a good match between the minions in that location and what that location is producing. If we use a special minion in a location to which they are not suited, we'll get a red icon. All right, let's just keep going and excavate a few tiles. We don't want to go crazy because of the meat cost of doing that, but we do want to try and get a source of meat and bone and gold up fairly quickly so that we can make sure we are going to be meeting our upkeep requirements and not getting into trouble with our god. The graveyard is a location which only lets us build either a scavenger hut or a briar maze. We can't build that right now because we don't have enough bone. You can see there the cost of 30 bone is in red. So we'll build a scavenger hut. And for now I will assign my last skeleton minion to that. Okay, feeding approaches, that's warning us that the cycle is almost at an end. The Veiled Spire that we've revealed there is a special location. So this location is locked. This will be available in the Age of Industry. That's the second tier of buildings that we can unlock later. We've got a Briar Maze that we could build there. But what we really want is the Scrapper's Nest, which we need for our Rat King objective up there. And that will let us turn skeletons into noxious rat spawn that excel at scavenging bone. So let's build that. And we don't need a lot more bone at the moment, so I'm going to pull out the minion that I assigned here, which we can do by right-clicking on it. And I'm going to go and put him in the Scrapper's Nest and start training him up there. We'll turn him into a better minion. Now, another thing I'm going to need to do fairly urgently, the food is good now. We are producing 16 food per cycle. We only need 4. But we do need to find a source of gold. And that can be tricky. They are not as common. So I am going to excavate a few more locations and try and find one. So 2 more flesh pits and an ancient remains. So an ancient remains is just going to let us make a slaughterhouse. It's worth noting 4 meat per 15-second cycle in the slaughterhouse on a ancient remains. And it is the same in the slaughterhouse on the flesh pit. But I think this has a smaller amount of the resource. So these resources will exhaust. And you can see here this green bar, that's green circle that's going around the location, is showing us how much resource there is left in that location. And when we mouse over it, it shows us that as well. So we've got 97 meat left in a location that originally had 105 meat in it. So I think the ancient remains have a larger supply of food in them than the flesh pits do. Okay, so you can see the Scrapper's Nest has produced our first noxious rat spawn. So I am going to drop that into the scavenger hut. And then rather than producing 4 bone per cycle, he will produce 8 bone per cycle for us. And bone is important primarily as a source for building new buildings. Okay, we still don't have our... we still haven't found a place where we can get gold from, so I need to keep excavating. But what I need to be careful of is that I've got enough... Even though this is green, I've got to make sure I've got enough meat to meet my upkeep requirement as soon as this gets around to the top here. I think I'm okay. I can afford to do another couple of locations. Yeah. And also, I didn't mention, but we start with the barracks as well. And every, I think it's 50 seconds, that will generate a skeleton for us. So we now have a new minion that we can assign. I'm actually going to send him to the Scrapper's Nest as well. And then we'll get 2 in the scavenger hut, and that'll be pretty good. Okay, no luck finding a source of gold. What is it? To excavate this is 3 meat. So we are still fine if we do that. Let me keep doing that. Okay, we're finding more flesh pits, more graveyards. What we're looking for is... actually, I forget what the location is called. But it is a place where we're going to be able to get gold. I'm not sure if they're a little further out from our throne room. Maybe I need to go further in one direction to try and find them. Can be pretty hard to find. We need to hurry up and do that. We've got our initial supply of gold is going to tide us through the first few cycles, but if we don't find it quick, we're going to have a problem. So let's just make sure we can meet this requirement. Can if I excavate one more here? Okay, still no luck. Do another one. I know it's not going to be in one of the glowy green locations. It will be in a regular tile. I think I can probably afford to excavate another one. How is our slaughterhouse doing? We've still got plenty of supply in there. So let's do one more here. Oh my god, where is it? So many of my games, I've played a few games of this now, and so many of them end up in a panic search for a mine at the beginning of the game. For now, I think I would like more meat though, so I'm going to build another slaughterhouse. I'll build it on the ancient remains this time. I'll drop you in there. Now building that extra slaughterhouse, it's increased our gold requirement. Also, I hope we get some food. Okay, thank you. In time for us to meet our requirement. 4 more cycles to find a source of gold. We are not doing very well. Okay, so you can see now I've gone far enough out from the throne room that I've reached a tile that we cannot actually excavate yet. So I'll keep going on ones that I can. Empty tiles. So that's the first empty tile that we found. So they are tiles where we can build a bigger range of things. There is a charnel house, which will give us bone. But primarily we're going to use these for building hovels, which will increase our maximum population. So currently we are right at the cap. The next time the where's it gone? The barracks produces a minion, though, we're going to be over it. We're going to have our food penalty. So we are going to need to put a hovel down here. It does have an upkeep cost of 1 gold, though, so I'm going to hold off as long as I can on that. We need to find a source of gold, and there is one, a collapsed mine. Okay. So to build the smelter is 50 bone, which we have, thankfully. Upkeep cost is 2 bone. So we will build that. And that can take 3 minions. So we are going to need to pop... Well, we're going to get a minion from here in a second. We're actually producing more food than we need. So I can pop off this minion. Drop him in the smelter instead. And we're just about to get another one. We'll drop you in the smelter. Okay, we're now over the population cap, though, so you can see we've got a penalty of -3 food. So our food upkeep has gone up. The yellow skull means, yeah, production is just bigger than the upkeep requirement, but only just. So we need to do something about that. The best thing we can do is build a hovel. Increases our population cap, that reduces the meat upkeep, and now we're back in the green. Okay, so gold upkeep is 4. We're producing 8 per throne cycle now, so we are good there. As long as we don't build any other buildings. Although I think the production, so the white circle obviously is at the time until that location produces some gold. So we are now okay with that. So we probably want to start thinking about getting into the Age of Darkness. So Cindered Meadow, I think they only show up. I think they only show up a long way out from the throne room, and so we're going to need to get to the later ages in order to be able to access those sites. One other thing I didn't mention. On the place where we built the hovel, there were 3 of the buildings at the bottom that are currently locked. And I think they become available in the next stage. They will let us build special buildings that will give us some benefits that we can see up in the top left corner here. So, for example, the abattoir requires an overseer's perch. If we build that, the slaughterhouse task time gets reduced by 20%. So basically, unique buildings that you just build once, and regardless of where they are built, they will give you some benefit. So what do we want to do? We need to get 100 bone and 15 gold to build that. We're only producing 30 bone per cycle. And 16 food. We need more minions, so we need to wait a little until we've got some more minions to do something with. We are then going to send him to the Scrapper's Nest and turn him into a bone-producing specialist. And I will build a scavenger hut in readiness for him. Then when our noxious rat spawn turns up, drop him in there. So now our bone production is up to 46, which is much better. Our food... We could do with a little more food, though. This slaughterhouse is almost exhausted. So we've got another one that's not been used, though. So as soon as this exhausts itself, which it's done, and our workers come back to our hand, we can drop them in the other one. And you can see here, once a production building exhausts itself, it turns into rubble. We, in the next age, will be able to excavate that and turn it back into an empty tile. But we are not yet able to do that, so that just sits there. Okay, so we've got our first blood moon coming in 5 cycles. So then the upkeep for food is going to go up to 28. So we got to make sure we can at least meet that requirement then. I think we'll be okay. We want to build... the ancient remains have a bigger supply, so I'm going to build on there rather than on a flesh pit. Drop him in there. We've got no way to specialize our skeletons to be meat production experts in the same way we can specialize one to be a bone production expert. The different gods may allow that in the full game. I don't know. Okay, so how are we doing? Everything's green, which is good. Food production per cycle is 24. So that's higher than we need it, which is great. We don't yet have anything producing knowledge. That can be produced again on some fairly special buildings that, I don't know, well, let's actually excavate one of these special tiles, see whether we get a place where we can do that. We've got 2 of these guys have come back, so it's told us here our scavenger has been depleted, so we can drop one in the scavenger hut there. And then we'll build another scavenger hut there, drop you in there. A consecrated ground, so we reveal that. Yes, standing stones. We can assign servants to produce knowledge, which takes a long time to produce 1 unit of knowledge per 180 seconds. So we actually want to get that going as early as we can, because we're going to need, I think it's 3 knowledge to produce this effigy of the Dreamer building. So let's get that going, and let's drop you in there to produce it. Food production, okay, is a problem again. I mean, I could take one of the bone workers away from bone production duty and put them into food production duty instead. We also have overpopulation again, so we need to find another place to build a hovel. Which requires excavating more locations. Which is going to cost us food. Tricky. Do we have any spare space in any of our slaughterhouses? Not in that one. We do down here. Maybe I pop this guy out. Yeah, let's pop you out for now and put you on food production. I guess for now it's more important than knowledge, but we've still got that bone upkeep penalty there, but that's okay. We're producing plenty of bone, so we can handle that. Let's look for a hovel. Just want to make sure 3 cycles till the blood moon that we're going to have 42 food in order to satisfy that requirement. So the different gods have different distributions of buildings around the throne room as well. And there are also different difficulty levels available that you may have seen as we began the game that let you play through essentially different scenarios which have either different rules or the starting buildings are distributed in different ways. So the next difficulty level up, for example, you begin the game with a lot of locations around the throne room just being rubble. So that obviously makes life much harder. We may need to go a little further out to find a place to build a hovel, but we really need to find one fairly soon. Another skeleton. Let's get you on food production, I think. We're going to need another place to do that. Oh, God. Okay, I'm trying to create more housing. Can't go further out there right now. That's also locked. Okay, I think we've gone as far as we can in this direction. Oh, yikes. Okay. I need to be careful with my food. Gold vein. Okay, a sizable but limited supply of gold. So that's just another place we can build a smelter. I think it may have a larger amount there than this smelter. It is good that we've just found that because this is about to run out. I really, really want to find a hovel because this population penalty is contributing to our problem here with upkeep. This is going to double to 52. Oh my god. Can we build this yet? We can build the Dark Factory. Now, problem with doing that is that will immediately usher in the Killing Moon. So the current cycle completes and then a Killing Moon starts on the next cycle. So we've doubled the upkeep requirement. And then once that finishes, this Blood Moon will trigger as well. Actually, some places it calls it Killing Moon, some places it calls it Blood Moon. It looks like that's an inconsistency. I'm sure they'll sort that out. So do I want to do that right now? Yeah, not really. Not really. I'm not in a good spot right now. How much food do I spend? Do I try to find a hovel? Place to build a hovel? Or do I let this build up so I'm going to have at least 52? I guess I do. Let's keep going. Oh my god. The other danger is that I hit an entrance. That would be really bad because I am not ready to defend my territory yet. I don't know if there are any entrances in the initial area or whether you only start finding those once you start going out into the next age. Okay, come on, let's do 2 more. Okay, another place to build a mine. What ancient remains? My god. No space for a hovel. I mean, we're about to get a new worker. We have space in this slaughterhouse. So I think we're just gonna dump him in there. We're just gonna try and get through it that way. Okay, our smelter has been depleted. So let's build on the gold vein and drop those guys over there. Our gold is actually fine. Even when this doubles to 10, we've still got plenty. So I wonder maybe I should drop one of those. Let's maybe make another slaughterhouse and pop out one of these and put him in there instead. So even though this is red, we're only producing 4, the upkeep is 6. That's okay for now. What I want to do is get ahead of this meat requirement. Okay, we are ahead of it. However, as soon as this produces... Okay, here we go. Killing Moon begins. Upkeep is doubled. So yeah, food is a problem. Okay, and now it isn't. That's good. Let's... One of the downsides with the demo is it pauses. It doesn't pause the music in the rest of the game when you press pause. But it does pause the Blood Moon music when you press pause, which is sad because the Blood Moon music is great. Again, I'm sure that's something that'll get changed later. Let's drop this guy into slaughterhouse. Let's have more food. And then once we get through this, we'll get looking for the places to build our hovels. I want to do that before I expand. Okay, we survived. So, survived 1 Killing Moon, 2 more to survive in order to satisfy that objective. Okay, Scavenger location has been depleted. So we drop you in there. Then we need to find a place for you. We've actually got plenty of bone. I could put him somewhere else for now. Let's put him in gold production. So you can see, because he's a bone production specialist that I've put him in gold. We've got this red pip here warning us that he's not in an optimal location, but I'm fine with that for now. Let's go looking for places to build hovels. Why are there none? Why are there no... there's one. Okay, thank God for that. Okay, build a hovel. And we're still below where we need to be. We need to find another one. Okay, let's pop you out. Swap you in there instead. How are we at? 30... Yeah, we do actually need more bone production. So let's use this graveyard that we just found. Drop you in there. Okay, looking for more places to build hovels. Mine. Okay, that is not good. We are still overpopulated. I know. I'm trying to fix it. Oh my god. I have never had this few locations for hovel building. I know we can't build a hovel here, but we may be able to build something else that helps us. Other consecrated grounds, that's another knowledge generation location. This can't be a priority right now. For these three. Okay, there we go, empty tile hovel. Alright, and we're back under the cap. Good. Gold production is only where it needs to be. It needs to be higher. We do have another spot for a gold worker in here, and we're about to get one. So let's do that. And now I think we're pretty good. We could survive another killing moon now, so now may be a good time to build the Dark Factory and go to the Age of Darkness and trigger our killing moon. So let's do that. Age of Industry. So we can now expand out further, and more buildings have been unlocked. And here we go with Blood Moon. We are under... How come we're under where we... Oh, because I spent a lot of gold on that building. Oh, yeah. We're fine. We've got 21 gold. We only need 16. We can meet the requirement. Everything else is still fine. Slaughterhouse has been depleted. So we need to build a new one. That's the one that's been depleted. I don't think we have a spare, so let's just build one there. Drop you there, there. Otherwise, we're just gonna wait. We're gonna need another place to build a hovel because we're about to get another worker. Okay. That's alright, we survived it, so we now survived 2 killing moons, 2 blood moons. Okay. And we are in the Age of Industry, so let's keep looking for places to build hovels. Go on. And I want to try and build some of these special buildings as well that we can also build on those locations. Let's see what's here. If it's another consecrated ground, that's not really what I want. It is. When we get to the next age, we can use these also to make the Grimstone Forge here. So that will turn one of our skeletons, or whichever servant we put into it, into a golem, or golem. I always called them golems in my D&D days, but I think it's the wrong pronunciation. Anyway, and they have a very high power, so the skeletons only have 1 power, if you remember. And that's going to be important when we start finding entrances. We're going to need strong warriors in order to let us defeat the do-gooders who come through the entrances. We do need to train 2 more Noxious Rat spawn as well. But I'm actually fine with where we are for now. Do we need more gold production? I think we're probably okay. Let's see. I'm starting to get nervous because we may find an entrance. Now we're going out further from the center. You can see the further out from the center you go, the higher the cost to excavate. So close to the throne room is 3, and then it goes up to 4. Okay, we've got you 2 guys. You know what? I guess since we need to train 2 more, let's just do that now. Can I drop you in there as well? I can queue you up. Okay, you've come back from somewhere. We'll put one of you in there. Scroll out a little further. I think we're going to need to make another source of bone production. So let's do that. You 2 in there. Actually, we do need to get somebody producing knowledge now.
Victory condition achieved.
Okay, good. So we've trained 5 of the noxious rat spawn. But yes, you can go off and do some knowledge research, because we don't need that much bone production. Okay, so 2. So we've got to survive 1 more killing moon, which naturally will come along and we should be able to do. So we're trying to get to the effigy of the dreamer on a cindered meadow. That requires us to build the Temple of Sin to get to the Age of Ritual. Like you can see there, so that's where we need our 3 knowledge. So we need 3 knowledge to build the Temple of Sin. And that's why I wish I'd started doing this earlier. I think we need to build more standing stones then. And our next worker that comes out, I'm going to put him on there. Still just about okay with gold. You go on there. And I could do with 1 more. Okay, slaughterhouse depleted. But we're actually fine for meat production. Unless that just hasn't updated yet. It's possible. Let's build... Did we have another consecrated ground? I thought we did. Yeah, we did. Over here. So let's do another standing stones over there. Put you guys in there. And... Oh, I could pop you out, but I think that resets the counter. Does that reset the counter? It does reset the counter, yeah. Which is a bit painful when it takes 180 seconds to produce 1 knowledge, but okay. At least we're not wasting the noxious rat spawn in that location. Okay, what we're going to do with you guys. Food production is a problem again, so we need to do something there. So let's build another slaughterhouse here. Put you in there, you in there. You should... I mean, you should be producing bone, really, given that's what you're best at. Is there a spare spot? Hold down shift to show the locations, which is quite a nice thing. There isn't. So I guess we build another one. Okay, so we've got knowledge production underway. And we're just going to need the knowledge, the gold, the bone to build the Temple of Sin. And then what we're going to need is the blood in order to build the effigy of the dreamer. And that is going to require that we find entrances. So... we need to find another one of these locations so I can build a place to train golems. Golems. I'm still going to call them golems. I don't care whether it's right or wrong. Let's dig out you. 270 food. That's pretty good. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, we're going to wait till the Age of Ritual. Do I go there now? We are overpopulated, so really what I want to do is Find a place to build more hovels. And apparently there aren't many of them. Let's dig out over here, because if I find an entrance... well, I'll explain what happens when I do. I want to put that worker somewhere. I should do. Is there anywhere I can drop him in? Scavenger hut. Do I need him in the scavenger hut? I'd almost rather he was producing gold somewhere. So this is almost exhausted anyway. Let's build another smelter. Put him in there. God no, overpopulation. We've got to fix the overpopulation issue. Come on, open ground. He's not there. I think the 7 cost locations are the risky ones. Oh my god, okay, slaughterhouse depleted. Do we have a spare one? That's the one that's being depleted. We do not. So let's build one here. You in there, and you in there. We need another one. Let's try and keep them all together. I'll build that there. I'm in there. Even though we built up a lot of that resource, production is only just ahead of where it needs to be. Smelter depleted. Okay, that's fine. We can move you into the new smelter and we'll build another one, I guess. Put you in there. Gotta build some more hovels. Come on. There we go. Oh, okay. So, what I have not looked at yet is these 3 buildings along the bottom here. So, Clark's back room. It's a unique building, can only be built once. It gives a bonus that fully staffed slaughterhouses do not incur upkeep, which is going to be really valuable. That will reduce our gold upkeep, which is the one that we were closest to. We have workhouse. Scavengers, huts, and charnels produce 30% faster. That's bone production. Or sharpening stone, all beans breakfast. Meat received from production buildings is increased by 30%. I actually feel like that might be the one that I need most of at the moment. So let's... we can't build that. We need 120 bone to build that. We're nearly there on that. Having said that, I'm going to need another hovel in a minute as well. Okay, you can go there. Okay, it's got a spare slot in a slaughterhouse there. Should I put you in there? Let me think about that for a minute. I really want to find... hovel space again. No, Killing Moon. Was I ready? I'm fine. I have enough in storage that I can meet the requirements. But let's get these guys producing something. So you go in the slaughterhouse. You may as well just go in the smelter while you're not doing anything else. Yeah, build a hovel there. Just don't want a bigger meat upkeep. We'll try and find some more open ground. This guy... actually, let's pop you off. Put you in there.
Victory condition achieved.
And that's our third killing moon survived. Okay, so second victory condition is done. So now, yeah, we just have to do this. Right. Looking for a 4 cost tile to exile at 12 cost. That is a really dangerous one. There's a 4 cost and a 4. Lots of my production buildings have been depleted. Okay, empty tile. Finally, let's make the sharpening stone. So meat is increased by 30%. And that is just a unique building. It doesn't need to be staffed. It just applies the bonus. As you can see, we've gone from yellow to green there. And they're outputting 60 meat per cycle. Okay, let's do something with all these guys that have come back. So we don't have any spare production buildings. So let's build a scavenger hut there. And a slaughterhouse there. You two there. You two there. And 80 and 60 more bone is, I think, gonna be useful. Let's build a scavenger hut over there. Drop you in there. And I guess I may as well just put him in there as well. Okay, how's our knowledge production doing? We're up to 3. Okay, so we have enough. We just need the bone, but then we have enough to make the Temple of Sin. So once we get to 150 bone, we're gonna make that. I need my place to train golems, which was gonna be down here. That will unlock when we go to the next level. That needs 120 bone though. So we do need a lot of bone. 84 is not bad. It could be better. Let's train up another noxious rat spawn in the scrapper's nest. Pop out the skeleton from there. And we will put in him. Surely food must be... No, food is fine actually. Gold. Gold is a problem. Did one of our mines run out? I'm guessing it did. We can build another one over here though. You lot can go in there. Okay, 90 bone per cycle. That is decent. And we have enough for the Temple of Sin, so I guess we do it. Oh. The slight problem being we trigger a killing moon and we're a bit short on the bone we need. We're producing 90 per cycle, so we should get back to where we need. Except these two have just popped out, which I think means we're gonna need some more production. We've got a graveyard down there. I'm just wondering whether... I guess we'll do that. You in there, you in there. I mean, we haven't yet missed an upkeep requirement, so if we did miss this one, that would be okay. But I want to try and do it without missing any. Okay. We're fine. We've got you back from somewhere. Where did you come from? Do we have any space anywhere for doing anything? Maybe he came out of the barracks, actually. No, he didn't. What do we need? We actually probably need more bone production. So let's make a scavenger hut. Let's train you up in the scrapper's nest. Put you in there. We are over our population cap again, as always. And now you can see that it says raid power increase. Every time a killing moon ends, the power of the entrances, when we find them, will be higher. So that's going to be a problem. So before I go digging for any entrances, I really need to build this forge. So we need 120 bone to do that. We should get pretty quickly. There we go. So build that. And we can pay 15 meat to train a servant, which I will do. So one of our smelters gone. We will build another one. And yeah, I guess we don't need to train a second minion just yet. Overpopulation, slaughterhouse depleted. We can now actually though start clearing this rubble. So we're going to do that. We're going to excavate. Okay, we've just passed that, so that's fine. And be very careful about accidentally using up all your resources just before a cycle ends and then not meeting the upkeep. That would be bad. So the excavator, you can see it goes around a few loops and then we get an empty tile. And then once we've got the bone, build another hovel. Okay, so this is the guy who's come back from the training. So he has 11 power compared to 1 for that minion and 2 for those minions. So he's going to be good defending our land when we find an entrance. And now we need to go looking for an entrance. We've got to find a cindered meadow to build the effigy of the Dreamer on. And then we're going to need blood. So where do I want to go hunting for entrances? I want to do it as far away from my production buildings as possible. And you will see why in a minute. Where's the throne room? The throne room's there. So why don't we... I think if we come down here, we would be... Okay, if we found one. Okay, we only just got enough bone. Okay, yeah, this warning as our upkeep was going to be missed on the bone, but we're fine. Okay, you go in there. And let's have some more... Do we have a graveyard? We do. We've got plenty of flesh pits. More bone production there. And let's do another slaughterhouse there. Okay, we're up to 106. Okay, we're fine. We are fine. All right. Okay, let's keep exploring down this way. You know what? I am going to train him up. No. Where are the entrances? Okay. Slaughterhouse depleted. Oh my god, okay. Smelter depleted. Okay, we've got plenty of locations for smelters, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. We do need another slaughterhouse. 1, 2. Okay, we need another hovel. Let's get clearing this as well. Now another building we can build now is a cabal, which generates blood, but it costs us knowledge to do that. I think that's fine. We're still producing knowledge. This is another way to get blood without finding entrances and killing the raiding parties. So I think I'm going to do that. We do need to staff it, yeah. So every 150 seconds, that's going to produce 1 unit of blood. This now is warning us that our knowledge production. Oh, because... Wait, why is our output per throne cycle 0? We are producing knowledge here. Maybe this is just producing it or using it faster than our 3 standing stones are producing it. I find that hard to believe. Another slaughterhouse depleted here. Although we're still absolutely fine on food. Null. Let me find an entrance. So basically, when we find an entrance, there'll be a timer until the good guys appear. And then they will make a beeline for our throne room here. And if they reach it, I think it's game over. So we're going to have to build... And they'll go in a straight line. So if we found an entrance here, I think what they'll do is they'll either come across here and down here, or they'll come down here and across here. And this is where we then need to build the briar mazes in their way, and then we need to put these guys in their way as well. I think we can... We're okay doing these two. I'm surprised we have not found an entrance yet. Still no entrance, okay. I am a little worried about this knowledge. We need more food. So if we're going to build more locations, I want to keep them away from where we're trying to find entrances. Can we get another standing stones, maybe? Yeah. Okay, you get in there. Yeah, producing more knowledge. I'm not convinced this is working, actually. I gotta think we're okay. Oh, but it's what? Wait, the upkeep, sorry, no, maybe we're not. The upkeep is 1 knowledge per cycle, just 15 seconds, and these take a very long time to produce 1 unit of knowledge. Yeah, so actually I think we are in a little bit of a problem, but we can pop the guy out. Where is he? Where did we put him? He was somewhere in the middle. You were here, so we can pop him out at any time if we want to stop producing blood. God, we got so many guys back here. Where did you all come from? Bone production. Okay, bone production. More bone production. Come on, find me an entrance. That was a smelter. So we'd better make another smelter there. 1, 2, 3. Where are the entrances? A killing moon? Oh god. It says doubling our upkeep on knowledge is painful. I don't want to pull him out. He's been in there for ages until he's managed to produce his blood. I think it's going to be okay. I feel like things are coming back to our hand incredibly quickly. I do want to keep the bone production up. Maybe we just want to be clear. I think, you see, I've only got 1 of these bonuses here. I think I should have probably spent a bit more time trying to get more of them. So let's do that. So we could build the workhouse. Bone production will be faster. Fully staffed slaughterhouses do not incur upkeep. That's actually... we struggle a little bit with gold, so we'll do that. Because I think all of our slaughterhouses are fully staffed. I'll try and keep them fully staffed. But let's build... what's the upkeep cost on this? 2 meat? I think that's completely fine. Let's build that as well. So now we've got 3 of these passive bonuses. Still got a load of guys who've come back into our hand from somewhere. It looks like we need more food production again. So let's do slaughterhouse over here. Okay, 176 and 24. We're absolutely fine. Overpopulation, though, that's less of a problem now that we can just clear the rubble. Oop. At least we can clear the rubble. We have the resources. Level 40. I just want to be careful that I don't run out of bone. No, we're good. Okay, we are on the point of missing that. We've got our 1 blood from here, which is good. So I think I'm going to have to pull this guy back now. Why are you still saying... oh god, having built that, it's a 1 knowledge upkeep. Oh, I can destroy it. Let's destroy it. Because I don't want a 1 knowledge upkeep building. Thank you. Okay, well, it served its purpose. It got us 1 unit. We need to find an entrance. We need to start getting blood the traditional way. So let's research some tiles over here. Surely one of these must have an entrance. No. Come on. Yes, okay. So, our first entrance. So the number at the top here shows its strength, which is 9. And the number at the bottom is how many seconds before it sends a raiding party of strength 9. And it will take this path to get to our throne room. So what we need to do is we need to build a briar maze in its way. I could actually build multiple briar mazes, but I'm fine just doing 1. And then we staff it with these guys. And so the maze is now strength 23. So when they come in, 23 beats 9. And we will get some blood. Now we won't get a full unit of blood here. We will get some amount. The amount down the bottom here that we get depends or increases with the strength of the raiding party. Once we get 100 units of that, we will get 1 big unit of blood, basically. And so we need 2 more of these to win the game. We still also need to find a cindered meadow. Come to that. So are they on the green tiles or on a regular tile? I can't remember. That is a festering chasm, which is where we could build a place to get 1 knowledge per 110 seconds. We can build a hollow, triple bone available from graveyards and flesh pits. An upkeep cost of 2 meat. And a petrified titan is another place to build strong units for defending our territory. I think I'm gonna build a hollow there. We need to sort this out though. Okay, there we don't need anything from that. Let's build a scavenger hut there, scavenger hut there. When in our bone production, I guess our It's just our upkeep has increased by quite a lot. Let's send 2 of you to the Scrapper's Nest for training. Where have you all come from? Oh, God, another scavenger hut's been depleted. Okay, I feel like we're running out of... Scavenger hut, scavenger huts. Just need to make sure we don't forget about that. We're fine for a couple of raids, but then we're going to need to train up another defender. Let's see. Another scavenger hut down here, so you can go there. Scrapper's Nest. Scavenger hut. How are we doing? We need more food. Let's do the ancient remains. And 1, 2. Build spire. We can now build the overseer's perch. Abattoir reduces the slaughterhouse task time by 20%. Actually don't think we really need that, so I'm not going to take it. Gold production is still okay, but we're about to run out again, so I think we better make another one there. Those 3 guys in it. I really need to find another entrance. Oh my god, everybody is coming back to our hand at the same time. Stop coming back to our hand, go do some work. Let's put you in a graveyard there and there. You 2 there, you 2 there. Why don't you go and get trained up? Looking for another entrance, and if I can make it follow the same path so I don't have to build too many different briar mazes, that would be good. Okay, and here's our first raid has begun. So the enemies move along the path, they hit the spot where our troops are waiting for them, and they have a fight. Their strength is 9, our strength is 23. So we win. And we got 44 units of blood. Okay, not bad, but we need more. And I can see the strength has increased to 10. Fortunately, we've got him, so we're just going to keep dropping him in there. Having said that, I should keep some in reserve in case I find another entrance and I have to put some defenders down in a different position. Am I going to go for the 19? Yeah, I think I am. Gold is okay. That's all fine. I mean, we've got a ton of resources. We could even build the Cabal back. Now we've got 5 knowledge. I think we do that. Go. Get me another unit of blood. And then with that and the second raid, that would be enough. But I do want to keep these guys doing something useful, I think. Population is fine. It's fine. 67 versus 80. It's more food there. I guess we'll build another smelter there. You in there. Bone production. Do we have another unused graveyard? We do. It's right next to the entrance. They're not going that way. I think we'd be fine building there, but I'd rather build somewhere that wasn't near there. If the enemies go through a location that isn't defended, like this, then they I don't think they destroy the building, but they will kill any minions that are there. The skeletons do have a strength of 1, so that would reduce the strength of the raiding party by 1, but then they would just carry on. The minion would be dead. How are we doing? He got a lot of bone. Scavenger depleted. I think I can probably just let this sit for now. Food still looks like we could get a bit more. Let's build another slaughterhouse there. Put those two in there. Maybe I could start converting some of these guys into defenders. I'm not going to hunt for any more entrances because I think between this and this, we've got what we need to get the blood. And we still haven't found a cindered meadow though. Okay, that's a slight problem. Are the cindered meadows regular locations or green locations? I don't remember. I think they're regular locations. Okay, next raid has begun. Oh, another entrance. Okay. Alright, well, you are coming the same way, which is good. You are almost coming on top of each other. What's that? Strength of 22. I need to find a cindered meadow quick, and I need to do it without finding any more entrances. Okay. How far out are the cindered meadows? Oh, if I find another entrance, it's just not gonna be great. I mean, I know these locations are safe. So we could excavate one of those. You know what? I am going to train up one of these guys in there. Two of those guys in there. Because there is a real risk that I stumble across something. Another festering chasm. We're going to be fine on blood, whether through the raids or through this 39 more seconds until that produces. Without a cindered meadow, we can't win. Where are they? Not there. Oh God, just go for it. Cindered meadow. Okay, we got it. So to build the effigy of the dreamer, we need 3 blood. We've got everything else we need. We've got 13 cycles left. Next blood moon is in 2, but we could stand that if we got it. We're about to get another blood from here, and then we'll get our last blood from this raid. We're on 94 out of 100. Let's just keep the gold going though, although I think we are going to be all done by the time we need any more. Oh, was I looking at the wrong thing? Yeah, was I looking at that? I've been looking at the wrong thing. Drop you. Are you fine in there? I'm worried that he's going to come a different way. He does say he's coming that way. And actually, we got strong enough force anyway. This will take us to 3. Okay, so we've got what we need. Cindered meadow. We can now build the effigy of the dreamer. And we win the game.
A age of deliverance is born.
You have won. All kneel before you. All right. Nice. So there you have it. That is the game. You can see what it says at the bottom there for the god that we were playing as or for. Scrapper's Nest is special to that god. Standing stones and experimentoriums are special to that god as well, I think, and the Cabal that was producing the blood is as well. The next god that will be available in the full game faces gold penalties for overpopulation, begins with 5 skeleton servants. I think we started with 3 in that one. The starting resources are slightly different, higher meat, slightly lower gold. Located near the surface, so entrances are abundant, and our special buildings, Shadowcast Caves, producing knowledge when they defeat a raid. Rumored Vault, a unique thing that speeds up raiders but provides incredible defenses, whatever they are. Soul Dissector raises skeleton servants from the souls of fallen raiders. So you start to get an idea of the variation that the game is going to have when you play as these different characters. Also, like I mentioned, there is a sort of ascension level system or a difficulty level system. So there we were playing on the Shadowed Abyss, which is standard. Thronged Necropolis will be the next difficulty level up. So as I mentioned earlier, Cindered Meadows now appear around the throne, which is good. But also rubble litters the center of the map, replacing some flesh pits and empty tiles. And graveyards around the throne are replaced with ancient remains instead. So net effect is to make it slightly harder. Stranglehold is the next one, which I haven't tried. In addition to what Thronged Necropolis has, Veiled Spires and Consecrated Grounds no longer found near the throne room, and starting resources are reduced. And then unwelcome visitors, all of the above, plus entrances appear nearer to the throne room. Hellmouths now appear around the throne room and map center, and empty tiles are only found by excavating rubble. Gosh, that will make getting the hovels even more difficult than they were in that game. So there you have it. If you are interested in checking this out now, the playtest is currently open. You just got to apply for it on Steam. I think anybody who applies for it will be automatically given access. And I think it runs until, I'm not quite sure, later on in June. So sometime towards the end of June, I think. As for when the full game is out, I am not sure. Hopefully later this year. I really like it. It's got a kind of board gamey feel to it. I like the way that it plays. It's fun. It's got the real-time element, but you can pause it. So it's not too stressful. It feels like there's lots of potential variety with the different gods. So some of them there obviously don't have anything about how they're going to play out. Others give you an idea for how things may change when you play with them. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. But for now, that's going to do it from me. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, this is BDLM signing out. Bye for now.